With the vaccine rollout expanding to new groups next week, people still have lots of questions. And to help us with some of them, we're joined now by ABC's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Jen Ashton. Always great to see you, Dr. Jen. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Erica.
Well, so the 75 and over crowd becomes eligible for the vaccine en masse next week. Lots of grandparents eager to see their grandkids. I speak from my own personal experience. So how protected are people after that first shot when my parents say, when can we see the kids? And how long do folks need to wait after the second for the most immunity possible?
So this is the really important thing, Erica. Even though we so badly psychologically and emotionally and socially want to feel that after we get that vaccine that we can rip the masks off and start getting up close and personal with all our friends and loved ones again, we just can't do that yet. The science is not there yet to show us that that's safe or recommended, and here's why. First of all, after the first dose, based on the data from the clinical trials, it looks like at or around day 10-ish, possibly day 12, there might be a 52% efficacy or risk reduction in someone getting COVID-19. After the second dose, then depending on whether it's Moderna or Pfizer, that protection or risk reduction drops to 94, 95%. That's not zero, number one. Number two, we still don't know if getting the vaccine prevents us from spreading the virus without symptoms, asymptomatically. And lastly, we are keeping a really close eye on these variants in South Africa, in Brazil, and in the UK, because right now we think that the vaccines are effective and protective against them, but this is a rapidly evolving and dynamically changing situation. So get the vaccine, but the masks still have to stay on for a while.
Right. So as for immunity, I know we don't really know how long the vaccine protects people yet. Do we have any indication from those who are in clinical trials at all?
Not from the vaccine data, because remember, they looked at 2 months post-second dose to submit their data to the FDA for emergency use authorization. So of course, they're going to continue to follow those volunteers and participants who received the vaccines for at least up to 2 years, and they're going to be checking the antibody or protection levels that they have. But right now, we are looking at people who were naturally infected with COVID-19, and the duration or durability of protection is really all over the place. We see most of them remain for about 3 to 4 months, some longer than that. But then, of course, there are some people whose immune protection drops more quickly. And so we have to err on the side of caution, and we have to double down on those measures, which right now are really the best tools in our toolbox.
And then finally, those rare allergic reactions. Is there anything in the vaccine itself that folks would be allergic to? And who should be flagging their doctor? Nut allergies, environmental allergies?
Yeah, I'm one of those people, Erica. I've had an anaphylactic reaction. I carry EpiPens, and I've gotten both doses of the Pfizer vaccine. The risk right now, based on the data we have from the CDC, puts the risk of a severe allergic reaction at around 1 in 90,000. That is about 10 times higher than we see with like the influenza vaccine, for example, but it's still incredibly low. The culprit may be the ingredient polyethylene glycol, but again, risk versus a rare allergic reaction versus risk of COVID, it's not even close. The risk of COVID for us is the big issue right now. So that's what people have to go with.
All right, Dr. Jen Ashton, thank you so much for being with us today. Lots of great answers.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure.